Well, if this 2024 Volvo XC40 Recharge looks a lot to you like a 2022 or 2023, that's because it is a lot like those. But the differences are what you can't see, mainly this specific one I'm driving. It's new for 2024, new for Canada. It's two-wheel drive, it's rear-wheel drive. That is what's new and kind of neat, because before in Europe you could get some front-wheel drive versions of the C40 and the XC40. Those never came to Canada. Now there is this rear-wheel drive version. It uses a single electric motor in the back, and it is developed in-house by Volvo. That is also new for this year. Range estimate, 471 kilometers. Now, that's not official. The EPA numbers are still on their way, but that's what Volvo says it's estimating based on its internal testing. I do have to say, it's cold and rainy, as I'm sure you can tell, but when we got in this morning, it had 400 kilometers of range, so well short of the 471 it's supposed to have now. Of course, this thing is new, hasn't really been broken in. Again, conditions are probably playing a factor, but at 97% charge, to only have 400 or so kilometers instead of 471, that did stand out to me. But on the bright side, the drive so far is very nice. Smooth, maybe a little noisy, but it definitely feels kind of premium. That vibe that OEMs are always looking for with rear-wheel drive architecture. There's also plenty of kick. Now this thing only has something like 247 horsepower, and I think it's 310 pound-feet of torque. It's more than ample. It really hustles this thing along. The steering is very nice. Now, Volvo usually allows you to adjust that weight and resistance, which I really appreciate. This thing also has one pedal driving, and it's just kind of everything you need. I think it's going to be fine in Canadian winters in this rear-wheel drive format. But if you want all-wheel drive for that extra traction, you can still get an all-wheel drive version. It is kind of cool though, because it has a new electric motor in the front that no longer needs power all the time. Basically, instead of being excited, it needs that power all the time. This one can disconnect, so it makes it kind of like an on-demand all-wheel drive system. And that means when you don't need the extra traction, the front wheels are disconnected so that you are saving energy. Very cool. That's the kind of stuff, again, that I think this thing needs. Range is also up with that all-wheel drive version. It's something like 408 kilometers, somewhere in that neighborhood anyways, versus 359 before. So the right kind of improvements. The only thing I will warn you guys about, I don't know about pricing just yet. I know the 2023 version ranges from about 63,000 to 77,000 or so before freight and tax. Not sure what the all-wheel drive version is going to be like. I'd imagine it will be more expensive. And then the rear-wheel drive version, well, it should be cheaper, at least in theory, but you just never know. Stay tuned for an update on that. But I really do like it. Yeah, it looks the same, a couple new colors, a new wheel design, but this is everything that the XC40 Recharge should have been from the start. So I'm very happy to see that it's finally here after a few years on the market.